Control initialized.
Hello there, comrades and cannon fodder. It's Dvoid here. I've got a 1v1 multiplayer game on Kosovo map for you. I'm using Russia. My opponent's using Ukraine for this one. This is one of my first few games of the day. It's probably second or third game, and it's my second or third game against this player as well. I'm using my standard build order, so it's usual oil capture phase. My opponent's gone for a kennel, so he's going to get a dog. Yeah, he's got the dog for the better view range. Dogs can see, you can see the superior view range of the dog look compared to an infantryman. You see, they reveal a larger area, so any infantry within this area can get the benefit of the dog's view range, because infantry can shoot further than they can see, like the rest of the other units. But he sent an engineer to this oil derrick and to this one at the same time. So it's lucky I've stormed this one, because his engineer, he's just got the capture look. And he changed his mind. I detonated the barrels and then shot him while he was suppressed. Very interesting, but I've got my engineer there, and I'm just positioning my units outside of his view range. You see that? That's what he can see, so he knows I'm about to start capturing there. Yeah, it's about time. What's he doing? Yeah. But now my opponent wants to use those two rifles to shoot my engineer look, which is why I've positioned my units outside of the view range of the oil derrick, so he doesn't know where my infantry are placed. And there you go, I placed them just right. There you go. Couldn't have done any better, but he would have warned of approach from this direction, and these guys would have also. But I'm going to leave them there, and this guy, yeah, I'm leaving these guys here and him further away, so that if the enemy tries to capture this one again, retake it, I can use a nearby rifle to snipe them, provided they're still there. But my opponent used shift command for his engineer to move straight to this corner oil derrick, so he's got two, and I've got two at the moment. He's got the dog at the middle here with the oil derrick for its view range, although he's not actually taking advantage of the dog's view range. He's using the oil derrick, which is probably better because, you know, let that benefit units rather than putting units first. His flak truck is targeting my rifle guards. So, yeah, he's cleaning out the area so that his engineer's safe, but this rifle's still here. So it is further away, but it would have to be, otherwise it'd be dead, because this flak would have found it. But I had to turn my engineer back, because when we found this lot, and the dog's with them, but they got my APC, and I thought, right, I've got to press the attack. Now, he could see those units, look. And I've got my capture, but I thought I've still got to protect it, and it was too late, look. One, he got him, but the flak truck would have picked it off anyway, more than likely. You know, I shouldn't have taken the risk. Even with a scout vehicle, it's probably still not worth the risk. Not without more units. I've got two still, and my opponent's got two. There you go, he's capturing, look, and I've seen it. My rifle's on the way, but I didn't see it in time because of the problems in the middle. Let's see what happens. He's going to get away. Yes, just. If I was a few seconds, you know, I was late there, I didn't see it, but I thought he'd go this way, which that's why I sent him to follow him. I thought he'd have him on shift command like that. And there's his flak truck, it's going to protect him, because he would have seen him walk past, more than likely, which is nicely done. I should be sending more, look, straight after that engineer. My opponent's setting up here. Now, it looks like I'm doing the same. I've just started to do that, so it's a strange coincidence that my opponent's doing the same. I've literally started to do that today, because I thought I can extend this build radius and harvest from both these ore patches. But it's weird that he did the same thing. Interesting. There you go, I've attacked the centre, and now he's plaguing my infantry with a flak truck. So I've sent a tank to rescue them. And some more troops. Yeah, he's got barracks up here to protect the ore refinery, but his MCV's on the move to the centre. Yeah, the power plant, I should have placed it here really, just to extend the view range a bit. I mean, the build reach, but I'm moving this instead. It's escorted, so it's safe enough. Now, these units, I thought, I've got to make use of my units. I've got a 12,000 army value, my opponent's got 10, so that's a good sign. And I haven't done my Grand Drop. I usually I like my Grand Drops. I should always be using them, and it looks quite vulnerable to one as well. Although he's got infantry, so it's not too vulnerable, but catch him at the right time, it'd be a different matter. But yeah, I'm not using my Grand Drop so far, at least. My APC was destroyed, so there's no APC to use it, but I ran straight into trouble there. And the construction yard is in trouble. So I thought, right, let's leg it. And it got wiped. It ran straight into its death look. What a shame. And my opponent's probably thinking, oh, well, that'll do. For now, I'll leave it at that. For now. And I'm not allies, so I can't fix my own destroyed MCV. So I've got this one now. I have to leave it set up or stop building structures. So I would have ordered another MCV. 14,000 to me, 16,000 to my opponent in army value, but I'm attacking here. And I've caught him without adequate defensive units, although there'll be base defences in my face, but I just, yeah, I was attacking units and busy elsewhere, otherwise I would have targeted that. Yeah, there you go, I'm there. But my opponent has reached me. So I've got the service depot for that. I shouldn't really sacrifice that army like that. I'm at 13,012. Now my opponent's at 19. I'm at 13 again. 13,000 to 20. Yeah, I'm back at 12. 12,000 to 20,000 now in army value. There you go. I've got an Oh, that's a tank. Oh dear. So the MCV should be building now. Yeah, he's 30 seconds away. And I've got an attack here. I thought my opponent's responded, so I'll attack here. And found him, vulnerable. And watch this. 12,000 to 18. And this army arrives, look. Piecemeal. But I shouldn't be here where the structures make me visible, because he can see me, look. This is what I can see, and that army has been wiped. That was my main army. And instead of doing what I did there, I should have destroyed the war factory straight away after those few units and backed away. I've got production here. I could have ordered it here from tanks and barracks. This is close to being built. I should have waited a moment. But that was throwing an army away. I've got 3,000 army value to my opponent's 16 now. So that's left me in a bad situation. And my last tank to be built has just rolled out into the enemy. And he's got caught my base vulnerable. I've got to order everyone I've got to protect the base, but he's bringing his MCV. He's got a forward radar dome, very nice. And I'm doing my best here. Flame towers, they're being knocked out straight away. I should put it here at the most. That'd be best back there. Or, further away so they're not destroyed straight away. I was just desperately trying to protect my troops. But the MCV's leaving. At base is basically, it's lost. It's got to give it up. So my MCV's running. I didn't want to send my ore truck straight towards that base, so I sent it off this way instead. These guys are legging it. Hopefully gather some ore and wait for a refinery. But I've got a radar dome there. And I'm at a 2,000 army value. My opponent's got a 21,000 army value. I have got 9 grand cash because I can't spend anything. I mean, I'm spending slowly. I've got a few barracks and a war factory that's building APCs. So it's a shame I've got that and can't really make use of it. But I've got this MCV, he seems to have escaped. And my opponent's building aircraft at what was the front line. It was my former base. He's set up an airfield. And here we go. I've got a barracks. Base defence. But I'm making a defence here. And I wasn't paying full attention. There wasn't a lot to be done. But here's some thieves I thought I'd try. And what are these guys? Oh, that's alright. They look like they're getting out of there. But these aircraft will tell my opponent everything he needs to know. He can see everything. He knows how vulnerable I am. And I've got 5 grand, and my opponent's got 1 grand, and I'm using thieves, and my opponent hasn't got any money to steal by the looks of it. That's a real shame. Well, there's one. Nearly 7, and then a little bit more than 500, and then 500. And my enemies, one of their MCVs rolled past me. I've got an engineer there, I can't really hope for much from him, but the MCV's there, he's stopped. I've got a thief. I thought, well, at least try. If he does pack it up, then I'll chase it. And we've got a V2 bombarding the base by the looks of it, and my attention's elsewhere. Got a thief there, going on the long way round. V2 hits on the war factory. And look, the MCV's running, and my thief has been ordered to... Yes, that's it, look. There you go, he's chasing it. I've got an infiltration, and I've got the MCV, look. He hadn't driven it far enough, or he should have unpacked it. Yeah, I got out of the way. So that's attacking one of his ore trucks. And the V2's happy to just make a meal of my APCs. It's at least keeping them busy. And we've got a capture. It's a chokehold technically, because I've just infiltrated when he can't sell it. And I've taken, I think that was over 1 grand. Now I've captured it. I shouldn't have done that, but I was probably busy elsewhere. And I've got more money that I can really use. These guys up here are doomed, but... Oh, they ran into those shots. That was a bit of a shame. They shot a plane down. Yeah, thieves, look, at this vulnerable construction yard, I could have set up a barracks and captured that. He's not even building near it, because his attention's elsewhere, but I didn't know it was there. Clueless, look. I could have maybe made it try and get away and used a thief to capture it. That would have been nice. I mean, I've lost the game at this point, look, I'm doomed, but it would have been a nice touch to capture 2. So, you know, there you got to see thieves in effect. I've got 1, 2, 3 construction yards, you see. I could have had 4, and I've lost the game, but I've still got 3 construction yards. Now I've run out of money. Thieves would be useful at this point. I've got a couple there, and troops are escorting them. I've got an engineer, and this MCV, he's going back to my start point, because I'm hoping the enemy won't look there. But he's already mined it out, and he's finished with this lot over here. Yeah, I'm building a small base down there. Sadly, I can't harvest using this refinery, sadly. Using a spy plane to check, see what's there. And I'm attacking here, and he's got base defences. That's not switched on, it's powered down. Oh yeah, look, he's powered it up. And he shot 1, 2 thieves. Oh, that was a shame. There's 2 there as well. I should have moved them directly into the Tesla coil and kept my thieves amongst them. But it was a desperate gesture anyway. I think that's about it. All the assets except my 3 construction yards that I've still got. And I have got a war factory and a radar dome. It's just a shame to end with assets like that. Now he's building here. I'm guessing it'll reveal everything, and the planes will soon find everything. So there's no hope. But it was a nice ending to take an MCV and a little bit of cash a couple of times. And there's airstrikes, look, taking out the MCV. And they've found this one. I've got engineers, look, but you know, I've actually got the capture there. No, he sold the airfield to kill him. So I'm down to 1 MCV, 2 MCVs, sorry. He's found that one. Base defences. I've got an oil derrick as well. There's another engineer there, but he's running. He's legging it. He didn't want get machine gun by aircraft there. They found him. Poor guy. Yeah, there's that 1 MCV. And I'll go through the graphs and charts. Let's have a look. This game should be over. And there you go, there's the army graph. After the initial combat started, I was just beaten down. I did increase in army value very slightly. Oh, look, I've got a refinery. And here's the earnings graph. Yeah, that was okay for earnings and a nice increase, but there was a big drop there. But credits weren't my problem in that game, sadly. My opponent's finishing army is a good one. He had a very large army, but I only got 102 units, my opponent got 300. That's a shocking defeat. I lost 38 structures, my opponent lost 9. That was terrible. He's got his support powers in effect, and he's Ukraine, so he's got parabombs, paratroopers, and spy plane. He's still producing, building airfield. Economy tab. I earn 102,000, my opponent earned 152,000. There's the basics. I'm at 30 actions per minute, my opponent's at 24. Very rare for an opponent to have a slower actions per minute than me, but some do. I destroyed 29,000, my opponent 99,000. That's a bad defeat. But I'm going to add a second game to this one rather than making them a separate post.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
And this is 1v1 on the same map. And I'm using Russia for this game, like the first, and my opponent's using England for this one. And I've gone with the usual build order. Again, standard build order for this one. Engineer first, though, this time. That's not usual for me. But I'm doing something else. Yes, I've noticed some players doing, like, a build war factory first and stuff. So I thought I'd send my troops over this way. Just to see what troops he had, but he, you know, I bumped straight into enemy forces. There's an engineer. So I thought rather than advance to his base like I intended, I'd best rally my troops. So there you go, he's bumped into 2 of my troops, and the engineer's there, look, but I've got him. They've found the engineer. And they've done the job, so it's time to back off away from there. My engineer's captured that oil derrick, but he needs to leave. So yeah, I've taken out that engineer. I need to replace it, or yeah, he's gonna. It's early enough. He should replace it. It looks like he's building an engineer by the time it's taking. He's hard up for credits by the look of that. But I did end up continuing onto the base by the looks of that. That was my original intention. at least to scout it and then see what's going on. So I've taken one oil derrick. My engineer is over here, so he looks like he's on his way around there. Yeah, I don't want to attack ore trucks by accident and reveal my presence. My opponent's doing a guarding him a bit more thoroughly. Yeah, sending one rifle to investigate first. That's to reveal what we're dealing with, and I've spotted a refinery, barracks. So I sent them this way. Yeah, I found a power plant, so I targeted that straight away. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's in low power. If he loses that... No, he's alright. He's fixed it immediately. That was perfect timing for him. It might interfere with his build order, but that timing was perfect to keep him out of low power. Yeah, he is building another one. I don't blame him, just to be on the safe side, because I've got these guys out of there. I didn't want to just waste them. But he's right to, because for the few seconds it takes to build a power plant, it saves you getting into low power. He's got a smaller army. And he's got plenty of cash at this point. Yeah, he's having a look, seeing what's about. Well, I've got my engineer in there. Oh dear, look, these guys are on the way, so I shouldn't have left it idle. My opponent's got 2 oil derricks, I've only got 1 so far. I usually would have taken that one. Yeah, we've got a capture on, but my opponent won't know that because it's neutral. No one owns this oil derrick, so no one will have view range from it. But it looks like this soldier's going to make it in time. Yeah, he's opened fire on the engineer. Oh, I just got it just in time. He killed the engineer, but I've got the capture. Now his engineer's turning around, and I wanted to look for it. That's why he's going backwards and forwards, because I was looking for that guy. I thought, well, he must be on his way to capture it, so where is he, I was thinking, but I should have thought immediately upon seeing the APC, my opponent's going to order his engineer to safety. Although that's not very safe. He could have moved this way on his way back and taken him out. Just placing rifle guards and stuff, look. Let's see what both players have revealed. There's my opponent's scouts. There's his engineer. He's making his move. And there's what I can see. Oh, I'm on move command. What a shame. That was bad timing. The one time he could have been doing with being left, he didn't. Oh dear. Well, it looks like my opponent might get this then. His engineer's sat there for the time being, but he's got 2 and I've got 2 for now. I should always leave a rifle or 2 guarding your oil derricks, at least that. I've moved my first expansion out. My opponent hasn't yet. Let's check army values. I'm at 13, my opponent's at 8,000, so that's not a good sign for him. He's got his MCV, second MCV, and I've brought this home base MCV. I brought it forward so I can place a refinery here. And he's covered by, you know, a decent force there. And these infantry are still there, but I was hoping to send forces to meet them, like a scout vehicle and stuff. 16,000 to me, 10,000 to my opponent, 11,000 now. Yeah, some more rifle guards moving out, look, ahead of my forces, and I've realised that the enemy are there, they're close. Yeah, there's some been revealed, and here... I'm at 21,000 now, my opponent's at 15,000, I'm at 22. So I should be using these forces. Making better use, at least some of them should be on an attack somewhere. My opponent hasn't used his engineer yet. Maybe he's waiting for a unit just to scout to make sure that it's safe, because there's no point moving in towards it if you haven't checked, because it just die if there's a rifle there. And he's right to assume that there is. He's quite right. It's my error by not putting a rifle there. To be fair, even though it's worked out in my favour, but he's right to leave it and make sure first. If that's what he's doing, he might have just forgotten it, but, you know, a wise player would send a rifle or two first, just to make sure, because that engineer can be made use of later in the game. And a force from my opponent has managed to catch this scouting force alone. I'm at 29,000, my opponent's at 18. So he's wiped that force out. That's changed that score now. I'm at 25,000, my opponent's at 17. So I was aware of this force now that I thought is quite a substantial force. Was, you know, moving behind my lines to attack my base. I was expecting him to be up here somewhere. I was catching glimpses of units and stuff as they were moving. Some of them moved past rifle guards and stuff. But yeah, I've sent these guys, look. He did mean to send them that way, look. That's what they're doing. But I was worried because I thought there's no point sending a small force to meet a larger army and just get destroyed. So I was a bit, you know, unsure what to do. So looks like I'm moving out, and then I'm ordering all units, but there you go, I've been attacked, so that's what I'm responding to. And surely, yeah, some are going up there, look. And I knew not to leave everything vulnerable. These guys are running. The MCV and the ore trucks, they're just getting out of there. And here we go, here's a decent attack. I've lost an ore truck straight away. Enemy are attacking, destroyed a flame tower. But I've placed another one immediately, and they've cleared up my infantry defending there. But I've got a force that is hoping to deal with this lot. And then my main force is responding to this, because I thought that was still a substantial army, and it is enough, I can't ignore it. He's still got a screening vehicle with it, so I can't ignore it. But at the same time, I had to send a force to attack and do something. I couldn't keep reacting like this. Yeah, there's my primary production, where I'm not, and I'm building there. And this is my army. Yeah, I've caught him, thankfully, I've caught them. Now, these should be moving away from there quickly. You see, he's attacking here. I'm attacking down here, though. Yeah, he's cleared my refinery there, but I've got his expansion. That's a good expansion I've just cleared up. I've got a small force here. These units here. Now, this large force is free, so I'm in a good situation now. I've overrun this. His MCV has escaped, just. But I thought, right, wipe this out. I'm a while away from having a radar dome, so I can't use thieves just yet. And there you go, I've cleared that expansion nicely, and here we go as a force I can destroy piecemeal, if I get it right. And he knows that, so that's why he's backed away. He's far too smart for that. Yeah. And now it's a strong force with a barracks for production and base defences when he builds them. So it's a very different situation now. just by him falling back. You see, it's by far the wiser choice rather than attacking. But these defences will deal with this small attack. I think he was hoping for a few tanks to be able to take care of an expansion. And there you go, I've got a far better force with all these tanks. And the heavy tanks as well. Yeah, they're on move command to try and get out of there. Here we go. I've sent a small force. I didn't want to leave anywhere vulnerable, and they will deal with these tanks quite nicely. The tanks won't be able to take on my infantry. They either squash them by crushing, driving over them and crushing them, or get away, because tanks' guns are ineffective against infantry on that scale. You know, those infantry would have mangled them. But he's caught Northrop out of position, caught me out of my forces. Weren't ready to defend that. But I've got quite a large force attacking here. And I wasn't going for buildings, I wanted to destroy the defenders. And here you go, I've overrun that position. His MCV's escaping, and here we go. I'm thinking about the defending units, you know, once they're gone, then target the structures. And he's got some more forces here. That's not too bad, I'm not mixed amongst his structures, plus I've got a tank giving me better view range, so I've actually got the advantage in this situation. Look, with those tanks there, far better, and the flamethrower's pouring it on, veteran flamethrower. Go on, keep doing it. It doesn't matter if they're medical staff, just get the flames poured on and finish them all off, that's it. And here you go, I've got another attack here, but he's got a force moving from behind, and he's got a large force here in defence. Right, he lost his MCV. They've been wiped, they were surrounded, encircled. Now I am visible to him from the view range from these power plants, so this force actually, you know, it was worth attacking. He should have done it a bit sooner. And now these forces are coming to wind up the enemy's, what was the core of their base push, basically, and he's called it there. Yeah, he was right to, that was it at that point, but I've got a radar dome, and at the point he called it, I'm building thieves, look. So, yeah, I didn't get a chance to use them, sadly. But there you go, there's the second game out of the two, and I'll just go through the graphs and charts for you, but they were both fun games, enjoyable games, I liked them. And they're basically a snapshot of my games today, but I did have a fair few losses. Well, I had a few losses, 2 or 3, against some good players. So, you know, ups and downs today, but I had a few games after that and did fairly well. But there's the army graph, look, and I managed to stay ahead. That's just plain and simple how I managed it, how I managed to win, because I had a large army and I wasn't using it. I was lucky, and what he did was, with those attacks that moved around and up here and down there, and then he attacked here and destroyed an expansion, they nearly finished me off, because he could have left me without any credits at a crucial time and built up an army himself. So those attacks, I was lucky to kind of survive that, I think, because I wasn't being smart. I had my forces reacting up until this point here where he attacked there. I was sending my main army down in that direction and a small force to defend this. So I was lucky in a way, but, you know, I held on and did my best. There's the earnings graph. I had a nice amount of earnings, and then it dropped off. But it didn't exactly stabilise, but I had income. That's the main thing. There's my finishing army. It looks like 10 heavy tanks. 10 heavy tanks to finish isn't you know, that's good. That is. 10 heavy tanks is a strong finishing army, and plenty of troops, flamethrowers included. Combat chart, I got 259 kills, my opponent got 188. I lost 3 structures, my opponent lost 24. I've got a 28,000 finishing army, value army to finish. And I destroyed 74, my opponent destroyed 47,000. I didn't get any support powers into effect. I do have my radar dome, so I would have built an airfield soon. Because I like to get the support powers counting down as early as possible. Even if I'm not intending on building planes, I still like to get an airfield placed. It's just quite often thieves take priority first, because I like to you got to make use of your assets that you invest in as soon as possible. And I do happen to like thieves, because they give you money back and steal it and stuff. But I do, like I say, like to get the airfield placed as soon as possible, because it starts to count down the support powers. So the sooner you start them, the better. The more times you'll get to use them, especially if the game goes on. And it's always best to prepare for the long game. That means keeping oil derricks safe, not destroying them, and then saving them for the long game. That's, you know, you got to consider that early. If you're against a good opponent, then I would consider it the long game and take a few steps, lay a bit of groundwork to prepare for the long game. And that means defending oil derricks is a very simple and obvious way of preparing for the long game. But there's the economy tab. I earned 102,000. My opponent earned 91, so he did just as well in economy. And I was at 26 actions per minute. My opponent 22 actions per minute. So it was a sedate, relaxed pace for the orders, in comparison to many. But there's your basic chart and tabs, and there's all the information, graphs, charts, etc. I hope you enjoyed both those games. I certainly did. And give us a sub and a like if you enjoyed the games. And take care of yourselves. And until next time, thank you very much and goodbye.
Battle control terminated.